Hey, evening everybody. Hope you've been enjoying the sunshine. Okay, let's get ourselves started. Just turn the phone off. Cool. Okay, let's just get settled. So, I hope you're okay. We're going to do a general class tonight. We're going to focus on some nice breathing, do some nice postures. We're not going to go too sort of like strong into the postures because it's quite hot, as we all know. So we'll just take it easy a little bit. Get everything moving. So let's come and sit. Okay, let's make sure that we're sitting on our sitting bones. So move your hips back. Come and sit on your sitting bones. We're going to bring our hands into chin mudra. So thumb, index finger together, palms facing down. And just do a little bit of circling a moment. Just do a little bit of circling. So moving forwards and back. Thinking about isolating your ribs, your lower body. Releasing any tension in your back. And starting to stir the abdominal area and the organs there. Get the agni, the fire in the belly ignited, and then we'll circle in the other direction. So just start to circle around. Good. And then come back to the center. Let's draw the chin back and lengthen up through the spine and the back of the neck. Feel as if you've been hooked up by the base of your skull and then lifted by the crown of your head. And then we're going to gently close the eyes or take the gaze down. And just start to let go of the day. Just start to let go of what's been going on earlier on today. Let go of any thoughts of what you're going to do when the class is finished. And stay present by focusing on your natural breath. Flow of your inhale through your nostrils, down through the back of the throat into your lungs. And then the flow of the breath from the lungs back up through the throat and out through the nostrils. Start to relax into your breathing. Become aware of the rhythm of your breath. And as we start to relax into our breathing, it has a calming effect on our nervous system. Start to relax the skin across your forehead, corners of your eyes, your cheeks, your jaw, root of your tongue. We'll start to practice some Ujjayi breathing. So Ujjayi breathing is sometimes called the victorious breath. It's a tranquilizing breath, it's calming. And it comes from the back of your throat, at the root of your tongue. So we're going to take a breath in. And then as we exhale, with an open mouth, I want you to whisper the word ha as you exhale. Don't force it out too strongly. So if you were whispering the word ha, you would be able to hear it, but perhaps someone across the other side of the room would not. So it's quite subtle. So take a breath in through your nostrils. And then as you exhale, you open the mouth slightly and whisper the word ha as you exhale. And then you breathe in through the nose. And then the ha, the hissing sound as you exhale. And keep that going for me. And that hissing sound is the ujjayi sound. It's almost like you're sighing. And once you get completely comfortable with this stage, you can move on to the next stage. So you breathe in through your nose. You exhale through your mouth with the hissing sound, but halfway through the exhalation, close the mouth but continue the sound in the back of the throat as you exhale the rest of the breath through the nostrils. So you breathe in through the nose. You start to exhale with the mouth open, and then halfway through you close the mouth, continue to exhale and create that sound, that ha sound. And then eventually you don't need to open the mouth at all. You inhale through the nose and you exhale through the nose, creating the ha sound in the back of your throat. And when you get really familiar with this sound, you can create it on the inhalation as well. Only go as far as you're comfortable. Whenever we practice any kind of pranayama, breathing practices, they must always be completely comfortable and relaxed. If not, you need to go back to the previous stage. So we'll practice 5 or 10 nice ujjayi breaths, whether you're still breathing out through the mouth, whether you're doing the ujjayi sound on the inhale or just the exhale or both. And we'll open the eyes. And that's a nice technique to use if you're ever feeling anxious or you can't sleep, all right, or you just want to kind of calm yourself down. So let's bring the hands by the side of us, elbows in, pointing towards the back of the room. And then as you exhale, turn the head to the right. And then as you inhale, drop the chin to your chest. And then exhale, turn the head to the left. As you inhale, drop the chin to your chest. Exhale, turn to the right. Inhale, chin to chest. And exhale. And let's do a few more of these. So releasing some tension from the jaw, the root of the tongue, the neck and the shoulders, and the upper back. And we can use the ujjayi breathing if we wanted to. And the ujjayi breathing will help us relax any tension from any tight muscles or joints. Let's do one more. And then bring the head back to the center. Let's bring the left leg in front and take the right foot out to the side. So let's try and get the left shin as parallel to the front of the mat as we can get and try and flex the right foot. Okay, so it might be that your foot is closer to you. See how you get on. And then we're going to take a breath in and elongate the spine. As we exhale, we're going to rotate towards the left thigh and start to walk the hands forwards. Take another breath in and elongate your spine. You can have a little sway side to side. And then as you exhale, start to gently make your way forwards. And then you can let the head relax. So this is going to stretch the outside of your left hip, everyone. Breathing length into the spine and then exhaling and releasing. Inhaling, length into the spine and then exhaling and releasing. As you exhale, you could use the ha sound almost like you're sighing. And as you exhale, that's when you either go deeper into the pose or you let go of some unnecessary effort. And then we're going to inhale, walk the hands back up. Take the right hand palm facing up underneath that right ankle. Flex the right foot, move the knee back and arch the back slightly and lift the chest up towards the sky. So we're now getting a stretch at the front of this right quad, hip flexor up through your belly. We're opening up the chest, opening up this right shoulder. The upper arm on that right arm rotates out. And then keep this foot flexed. Flexing means drawing the toes towards your shin rather than pointing. And gently engage your glute and send the hips forwards. And keep breathing. Ujjayi breathing. Hissing sound. Sighing sound. Good, and then release. Before we go to the other side, let's bring the legs out in front into Dandasana. Flex the feet, wrists in line with your hips, elbows in. Inhale, sit tall through your spine. As you exhale, let everything around your spine melt away. So keeping these feet flexed, keeping the toes in a nice straight line. Every time you breathe in, you elongate up through your core. And as you exhale, everything around the spine melts away. Couple more breaths. One more breath. Good. And then we'll sweep the feet round to the left. Now let's get the right thigh, the shin bone parallel with the front edge of the mat. Flex the right foot. Take a breath in and elongate your spine. And then as you exhale, start to come over this right thigh. Take another breath in and lengthen your spine. And then as you exhale, you can release further forwards. And then keep working your way into it. So it's the breath that unlocks the potential in the pose. The breath takes us deeper. The inhale is always there for us to lengthen the spine. And the exhale, the ha sound for releasing. And then we'll inhale, walk the hands back up. Turn the left palm up, grab hold of the left ankle and flex the left foot. Move the knee back, engage the glutes, arch your back gently and send the hip forwards. So we start to get the stretch in the front of this left thigh, up through the hip flexor, up through the belly. The upper arm is rotating out. So we're opening up the front of our left shoulder. Lift the heart up towards the sky and breathe. Nice ha sound as you exhale. So any areas of your body that feel tight or feel stiff, have the intention of breathing into that space. And then as you exhale, releasing that tension. And relax. Let's come back into Dandasana. So let's take the legs back out in front. Let's flex the feet again. And bring the wrists in line with the hips and then sit nice and tall, shoulders back and down. And then we're going to slide the left leg up. We're going to bring the right hand across, left hand by the tailbone. And then we'll inhale, sit tall. And then as we exhale, we'll start to turn to the left from beneath the rib cage. And then we inhale, sit tall again. And then as we exhale, we start to turn to the left from above the ribs. And then inhale, elongate into the back of your neck. Exhale, turn the head. Couple more breaths. Keep the left foot rooted to the ground and keep the right toes pulling towards you. Ujjayi breathing. And then bring the head back to the center and bring the body back to the center. Let's swap the legs over. So let's bring the right foot up. Okay, let's take the left hand across, right hand by the tailbone. So as you breathe in, elongate your spine, create some space between your vertebrae. And then as you exhale, start to turn from beneath the rib cage first. And then breathe some more length into your spine. As you exhale, turn from the heart. Inhale some length into the back of your neck. Exhale, turn the head. Ujjayi breathing. Bring the head back to the center and then bring the body back. Okay, we're coming over onto our hands and knees. We're going to bring the toes together and take the knees apart. So we want some space here to start opening up the hips. And then we're going to take the arms out in front, but I'm going to walk my arms over to the left there and rest my forehead down. So I get a nice stretch going down the right side of my ribs. And then lift the head up. Walk both hands over to the right. So you get a stretch going down the left side of your ribs. And relax for 5 breaths. And then we'll walk the hands back to the center and come back up. Let's come to our hands and knees. And we'll do some nice cat-cow stretches. So from your hands and knees, as you exhale, tuck your tailbone under and start to pull up through the spine and round through the back. On the inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards. Elongate the spine and draw the shoulders away from the ears. So as you exhale, draw up through the navel, tuck the tailbone under and round through the back. And then on the inhale, tilt the pelvis forwards and elongate through the spine. And then keep flowing with your breathing, initiating this movement from the pelvis. And again, come back to the Ujjayi breathing. This ha sound as you exhale. Keep your jaw relaxed, everybody. Couple more breaths.
Let's come into a neutral spine, everyone. So lengthen the tailbone to the crown of the head, pull the belly up, push away from the ground, and then we're going to inhale and take the left arm and the right leg out. Don't take the back foot too high. If you can see my leg, if it goes up too high, you turn into a bit of a banana shape. We're looking for this straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head and the belly pulling up, hips level. And breathe. And release. Let's try the other side. So we're strengthening the core. Straight line from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Spread the shoulder blades. Pull the navel up. Opposite arm and leg. And release. All right, let's rest in child's pose. So this time we're going to have the knees apart, toes together. We're going to take the arms behind and let the forehead rest on the floor. Let the shoulders relax. If it's not comfortable with your arms there, you can bring the arms in front or just place them where they do feel comfortable. Get into a position where you feel like you can relax your shoulders. Good, and then we're going to come up. All right, so let's get ready for downward facing dog. Let's come up. Let's spread the fingers nice and wide. Let's get the shoulders directly above the wrists. Move the knees slightly back from the hips. Feet hip bone distance apart with the toes tucking under. And then when you're ready, we're going to exhale, bend the knees and send the tailbone high up towards the sky. So really push through those arms. You can bend the knees. You can straighten them. You can walk through the feet. You can sway your hips side to side. Just have a little stretch out there and then release both heels towards the floor. And 5 breaths here. Nice Ujjayi breathing. If you feel tired, rest in child's pose. And then we'll rest in child's pose. So knees apart, toes together, and let your upper body relax. Good. We're going to come up and we're going to have a little look at camel pose. Camel pose is a back bend. Now, when we go into back bends, we want to elongate the spine before we attempt to go into a back bend. And we want to get the arch of the back coming from between the shoulder blades, not in the lumbar spine down here. So we've got to lift up and out of the lumbar spine, and then we've got to really open up the chest to get the arch in the upper thoracic spine between the shoulder blades. So we're going to come up, all right, and we're going to have the knees hip bone distance apart and the feet also hip bone distance apart. And then we want to make sure that the hips stay directly above the knees. We don't want the hips moving back here like this, all right? So the hips stay above the knees, the navel is back and the tailbone slightly down. And we want to very gently push our hips forwards. So the glutes will engage and we gently push the hips forwards. Okay, keep the chin to your chest. And then as you breathe in, you start to elongate up through your spine. We're going to bring the hands to the lower back and we're going to draw the shoulder blades and the elbows towards one another. And then as we breathe in, keep lifting the breastbone. So it's an elongation of the spine. And then the elbows and the shoulder blades come towards one another. And we just keep this lift going without taking the head back at this point until we feel like we can't get any more extension or opening here in the chest. So we've got to really send the heart up towards the sky. And then if you can reach your heels without moving your hips back, go for the heels. If you want to make it easier, come onto your tiptoes. And then we start to really lift up from the breastbone. All right. So my lower back here, from the waist to the tailbone isn't pinching. I'm lifting up and out of my waist. The hips are gently pushing forwards. And then with the neck, you've got a couple of options. You either keep the chin in or you relax your jaw and you surrender your head all the way back. Ujjayi breathing. Inhaling, lifting up and out of your waist. And then exhaling, upper arms rotating out to open the fronts of your shoulders. Nice open feeling to the chest. We can go into a half camel, reaching one arm back and extending. We can bring the arm back. We can try the other side, so a half camel. And then bring it back. And then to come out of the pose, bring the hands to the lower back and one vertebra at a time, just start to slowly come up. And then we'll have a nice stretch. So let's round through the spine. And lengthen. Not arching, just round through the spine. And lengthen. And again, round through the spine. And lengthen. Okay, let's rest again in child's pose. Let the upper body relax. Okay, we're going to come back into downward facing dog. So let's spread the fingers. Let's come up into our down dog. Let's lengthen the spine. You can bend and straighten the legs. You can sway the hips side to side. You can pedal through the feet. Nice and strong. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to bring the feet together. Inhale, we're going to take the left foot to the sky. And then we're going to start to shift the body weight to the right hand and start to flip the hips up towards the ceiling and then let the left hand lift up off the floor. Straighten the right leg and bring your left hand to your belly. And then as you inhale, send the hips up towards the sky and the left arm comes over. This is called wild thing. The left foot flat to the floor, the hips lifting up and then you're arching. And then to come back over, you bring the left arm back over. You start to flip it back round into downward facing dog. Feet hip bone distance apart. So let's bring the feet together. Take the right foot to the sky. And then you start to transfer the weight to the left hand and then you start to flip it. Drop the hand down, bring the hand to the belly. Lift the hips up nice and high. And take the top arm over. Wild thing. Makes your heart sing. And then to bring it back, the top arm comes back and you flip it back round and you come back into your downward facing dog. And then from our downward facing dog, everybody, we're going to inhale, walk to the front of our mat, bring our feet together. Let's come halfway up and lengthen the spine. And then we're going to exhale and fold. Bow the head. Inhale, come all the way up. Reach up and then bring the hands to the heart and relax. Good. So let's come and stand in Tadasana, mountain pose. So in Tadasana, we want to take a look at our feet. Want the big toe joints together. A little gap between your ankles. Have a little rock forwards and back. So the weight's neither in the ball of the foot or the heel of the foot or the outside or the inside. The weight's evenly spread around the four corners of your feet. Draw up through your kneecaps. Rise up through the spine. Chin back. Lift from the base of the skull. Roll the shoulders back and down. Palms face slightly forwards. Let's come into a little flow with some of the postures that we've already done. So let's inhale, raise your arms, lift up through the spine. You can gaze up if it's comfortable. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to fold. Bow the head. We're going to inhale, come halfway up and elongate the spine. And then we're going to exhale, step back into a downward facing dog. We're going to bring the feet together. We're going to inhale, take the left foot to the sky. We're going to exhale, flip it over. Inhale, send the hips up towards the ceiling. And then we'll gently exhale back into the down dog. Bring the feet together. Inhale, the right foot to the sky. Exhale, gently flip it over and send the hips up high. And inhale, flip it back round. Exhale, down dog. Let's inhale, jump, step and walk to the front of the mat. Bring the feet together, come halfway up and lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Let your arms relax. Good. So let's come and try a little balance, everyone. So let's come and stand in Tadasana. And we're just going to bring the hands to the heart and come onto the tiptoes of the left foot. And then turn the left knee out. Now, if it's comfortable, if you've found your balance, slide the left foot up onto your shin. If it's comfortable, you can bring it up onto the inside of your thigh and then open out the hip. If it feels okay, we can take the arms up. We can take the arms wide. We can keep the hands to the heart. We can keep the tip of the toe to the floor. So there's lots of variations. Now, let's reconnect with our Ujjayi breathing. And release. Let's try the other side. So come onto tiptoes. Turn the knee out. Stand tall. All right, when you feel you've got your balance, bring the foot to the side of the shin or above the knee on the inside of your thigh, if it will stay there. And then open that hip out. Hip bones facing forwards, glutes engaged. Hands can come up. You can go wide. You can keep the hands to the heart. You can bring the big toe to the floor. And then breathe. Ujjayi, exhale that ha sound. And release. So come and stand again in Tadasana at the front of your mat. Okay, bring the feet together. Let's inhale into Uttanasana chair pose. And then we're going to exhale and fold, bow the head. Inhale, come halfway up and elongate your spine. And then we'll exhale into downward facing dog. Take a couple of nice breaths in your down dog. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to come into sitting. Good. Okay, so sit nice and tall, everybody. And we're going to come into a forward fold. So let's take the right leg out in front and bring the left foot into the side. Flex your right foot. Bend the right knee if you need to. We're going to inhale, take the left arm up. As we exhale, turn towards your right thigh and just start to come forwards from the heart. Then take another breath in and elongate your spine. And then exhale, bring the other arm forwards and relax. And then breathe your way into it. Inhaling length into the spine. Exhaling and releasing. And then we're going to inhale and come up. We're going to change sides. So again, remember you can always bend the knee. Whenever you fold forwards, you don't have to have a straight leg, okay? So let's inhale, take the right arm up and elongate the spine. As you exhale, turn towards the left thigh and start to come from the heart. And then take another breath in, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring the other arm forwards and release. Inhale, lengthen. And a ha sound as you exhale and release. And then we're going to inhale and come up. All right, so we're going to take ourselves either into shoulder stand. If you're familiar with shoulder stand, then go straight into shoulder stand. Or if you've got a wardrobe, a wall, or you've got your bed or a chair where you can bring your feet up onto whatever surface it is, we're going to take the legs up in the air. So if you're going to go to the side of the room, go sideways in and then swing yourself around. And then the legs are coming up. And then we're going to roll the shoulders away from the ears, take the arms out to the side. And we're going to stay here for 10 nice, deep Ujjayi breaths. When we raise the legs, it helps the flow of lymph in the body. Breathe into your diaphragm if you want to let the soft part of your belly rise. And then that ha sound as you exhale. Just a few more breaths. Okay, and then bring the knees and over the chest. Come over onto your side. If you're in the shoulder stand, slowly make your way out. And then we're going to get ready for relaxation. So we're going to come into Shavasana. So we're going to lie ourselves down. We're going to take the feet wider than the hips, arms out to the side, shoulders away from the ears, back of the neck long. And we're going to relax. So let your feet drop out to the sides. Relax into your calves and your shins. The fronts and the backs of your knees. The fronts and the backs of your thighs. Your hips. Let the belly rise next time you breathe in, and then as you exhale, let the lower back feel as if it's dropping into the space below. Do that for the next few breaths. As you exhale, feel like your lower back is dropping into the space below. Relax across your chest and your shoulder blades, upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists and hands. Let go of any tension from the neck and the jaw, the cheeks, corners of the eyes, skin across your forehead, and scalp. And every time you breathe out now, start to lengthen each exhale as your whole body releases, relaxes, and lets go. And we'll just stay here for 5 or 10 breaths. Everybody, let's just slide the feet up. Let's take a stretch out over our head. And then bring your knees and over your chest and do a few circles around there for your lower back. Circle around the other way. And then roll over onto your right hand side. Come up into sitting. So this is the last Sunday now for the summer. All right. Be great to see you in person possibly next term. Anyway, take care everyone. Shanti. Well done.